Why didn't Ty decide to carry?
Oh, let me read it.
Oh.
Why didn't you decide to carry instead of me?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Hey guys. Oh, you about to take over?
Nah. Oh yeah, I was.
Oh.
You like when I take over sometimes. Okay. Hey guys, it's Ty.
And Paige.
And today is our 20-week update, which is also a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
We asked some of you guys to send us questions on
our process, what we're going through, anything that we've experienced. And so this week we want to answer some of those questions and share those with you.
So first, let's talk about what's been going on with you. You are now 20 weeks. We are officially halfway there.
I want to be pregnant forever, so. And I still don't really have a belly. See? 20 weeks, I'm feeling good for the most part. The acid reflux is like dwindling off some, so it's not as strong. I had an episode last night, I didn't feel well, but other than that, I've been feeling pretty good. I've been eating much better. Still haven't gained my full 10 pounds back that I lost in the first trimester, but I'm working on it. I'm almost there. But all in all, I'm feeling good. The baby's doing well, so we're looking forward to what's coming in the next few weeks. Oh, I got flutters.
That's what I was waiting for. You talking
my
about all this other stuff.
Totally forgot. So like 19 weeks and 3 days, I started feeling flutters. And first I was like, is that gas? But I was like, I don't have to use the bathroom. Like my stomach feels fine. So I'm like, what is that? And it kept happening sporadically throughout the day. And then when I came home, I was like, I think I know what that is. I think those are flutters. And it's been happening ever since. So I finally feel something. Finally feel some flutters. So that's definitely a good feeling. Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get to these questions. So first question. How do you maintain your relationship with each other and intimacy during your pregnancy, especially with Paige being sick? It's a good question. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing this question was for me. We're very affectionate. I mean, she's not sick every day. Well, at first she was sick every day. Make sure she knows that she's beautiful. Make sure she knows that she's doing the greatest thing on earth. Make sure she knows that I love her, that I'm here for her, that I support her. And like I said, we're very affectionate. Mm-hmm. And you know, the small things, the little things. One great thing is when she's wasn't feeling well, I couldn't really cook because she would get annoyed by the smells, and then we wasn't really eating. But the moment that it started to ease up, this girl cooked. Oh. That night I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, she cooked. And then one night she was like, I'm like cooking for you. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. And you know, things like that. You would be surprised how much you grow closer when those little things are taken away from you, and how you improvise and become creative.
Yeah, I think that people put a lot of emphasis on sex in a relationship, and though sex is important, intimacy is so much deeper than just that. So one thing, we always make sure that we're connected to each other. Even before this baby process, we would go out on dates all the time and spend a lot of quality time together. And that's been like our big thing. We spend a lot of quality time together. And when we are together, like she said, we are very affectionate. So throughout this whole process, no matter how I felt, sick or whatever, she always made sure that she was like my greatest support system, and making sure that, you know, I felt loved and that I was happy and as comfortable as could be. So those things were important. There was always intimacy there, like little kisses on my forehead or on my cheek, or, you know, holding me, giving me hugs and stuff like that. And that's what I needed, you know, to help me get through. So yeah.
And then people, of course, want to know if you can be fully intimate when pregnant.
Yes.
Of course.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. You know, even when we went through it, some people will go to the doctor. We did. And I felt like, ooh, why you ask the doctor that? She's like, when can we have sex? And she was like, now. And I'm like, we could have Googled it or something.
It's fine to ask your doctor. That's what they're there for.
Okay, so next question. Do you know the gender? If not, are you planning on waiting until birth?
So initially we were gonna wait until the very end. That was our plan. We were like, nothing about the IVF process has been a surprise, so we want like that big surprise at the end.
Yeah.
But as it goes on and on, like we were making our registry and like starting to plan and stuff, now we're like, and then we went to the doctor, we went to the perinatal doctor, and he does the whole sonogram, and at the very end he was like, okay guys, close your eyes and turn away, there's something I need to do. And obviously he was checking for the sex of the baby, but you know, we asked not to know. So yeah, we were looking all around, like not paying attention. But it was like after that visit, we really wanted to know. So we started thinking about it, and we're actually thinking about going through with our gender reveal. So stay tuned. If you think we should do a gender reveal, then hit the like button below.
Do we know our donor? And how did we choose our donor? We do not know our donor. We chose our donor by going through a sperm bank, and our child will be able to contact his or her sperm donor at the age of 18.
Yeah, so it's called a known donor.
Right. We don't personally know our donor, but he is willing to be known when the child is 18.
Right.
What else?
So in choosing a donor, there were a couple of things that we wanted. We were looking for an African-American donor. There's not that many, so we started there first, and then we kind of narrowed it down from there. We also wanted somebody that was tall, and
because
we're both tall.
I mean, not that that's a huge thing.
It wasn't a huge thing.
It was a preference.
It was a preference. So we wanted somebody that was tall, and then we also wanted someone who had characteristics that were more like Ty. Obviously, the baby's gonna have some of my characteristics, but we also wanted to take a shot at possibly having some characteristics of the other mom. So she's more reserved, so we found somebody with a more reserved personality. He wasn't so creative. No. But he was athletic, he was very smart. Yeah, he had a good GPA, good family medical history, which was important to us.
Right.
Yeah, so we got a black donor, we got a tall donor, we have somebody who has similar characteristics to her. Those things were really important to us.
There was actually one guy, the guy that that was up against him, who actually looked like me as a child, but his profile and his family history wasn't so great, so we ended up.
His GPA was super low.
Yeah, and then he was real, like, his answers to some of his questions
were very surface.
Yeah, not that's huge, because I mean, I feel like a lot of your personality and a lot of your traits are shaped by your experiences and you know, your parents or whatever, and your upbringing. But you know, those are deciding factors when you're looking at someone so close when it comes to picking a donor. Well, it was for us.
Right. So we made the decision to go through a sperm bank as opposed to going through somebody we know. We found out that the process for using somebody you know is a lot more in-depth and would probably cost a lot more money. And
especially if you're using a doctor.
If you're using a doctor. We had to do IVF, and so the sperm has to be vetted through a process. So the donor has to donate for a period of time, and then there's legalities that come into play, which you would ultimately be responsible for financially. And then yeah, there's just so much more that comes into play with using somebody you know, if you're not doing like an at-home insemination. So yeah, it was just an easier process for us to go through, easier and cheaper for us to just go through a bank.
True. Why didn't Ty decide to carry?
Oh, let me read it.
Oh.
Why didn't you decide to carry instead of me?
Oh gosh, here we go.
Okay.
A few reasons. When we got into a relationship, we both said that we wanted kids, but I've always envisioned myself being the supporter and not the one pregnant. I don't have anything against being pregnant, but I've never been connected to being pregnant. And it wasn't like oh, I'm gonna be pregnant one day, I'm gonna carry this child. I think every woman should carry a child, or that instinct. It just never came to me. Now, when we got into the situation where her health or the option of IUI was out the window, then we, you know, visited the idea of me carrying. And, you know, knowing what she was going through, I felt like I could. I felt like I could. If she couldn't, I definitely could. But then we got to thinking, and we talked about it, and I said, you know what? There's no amount of money in the world that can fulfill you being pregnant. If you want to be pregnant, you know what I mean? She wanted
my desire to carry.
Right, her desire to carry. She wanted to carry. She wanted to do that. Me carrying would not have fulfilled that. And I think that later on in life, she would have resented or had resentment based on the fact that she never did. She didn't do everything that she could possibly do to carry a child. So I was like, you know what? I didn't want to get pregnant and then I'd be miserable. And then she's like, well, at least you can get pregnant, or I get pregnant and I absolutely enjoy being pregnant. And then she's like, dang, I should have tried, or, you know. So I talked to her and I said, you know, I know it's a lot of money, but you know what? Like, we have to do it. We have to at least try. And that's what we did. So basically me carrying would not fill that void for her. And I didn't want any type of resentment or regrets later if we didn't try everything that we could,
right.
Which is how we're here today.
Will we have more kids? We'll see. So we're gonna go through this first one, go through this first pregnancy, have this first baby, and then see how we adjust to that. We both wanted a family, but a family is what you make it. One kid is just fine. If we're blessed with more, that would be great too. But we kind of just want to ease into things and see if we get the desire later on to really have, then great. We have 6 more embryos freezing. We'll take our chance at the rest of the embryos.
Right.
Not all of them.
No.
But we will take our chance at another if we so decide. But right now, we're just kind of like, let's just enjoy this process and have this one baby adjust to this baby.
I think ideally we do want 2. But like she said, we just gotta get through 1, and also we want to travel. We want to travel quite a bit. So, you know, having 1, possibly 2. You know, we'll see. We'll see what the future brings.
We'll see. And how are our parents, and how do they feel about our relationship and having a baby? So let me break that down. So do you want to break it down by different sides or just overall?
No, we can just talk about it overall.
Okay, so overall our parents are generally supportive of our relationship. They always have been. I feel like there's a little bit more support now that we're pregnant.
Yeah.
And which is a great thing. So not only are we accepted, but the baby's also accepted and growing our family. So I definitely feel like there's more support now that we're pregnant, more so than before. And they are super excited about being grandparents. My dad and Ty's mom have grandkids already, or at least 1, and but this is their first from us. And then our other parents, her dad and my mom, this will be their first grandkid, so they're like super excited.
I think someone may have asked that question, maybe based on the fact that, you know, usually when people are in a relationship, you know, female and male, you know, the male has some type of biological tie or something like that, and that doesn't play a factor for us. It's like, whether we adopted a child, whether, you know, you were with a male and he had fertility issues, like a child, you embrace a child, like
no matter what.
Right. You have people that you meet that you call a sister or whatever. Like, you can be whatever you want, you know, or have whatever you want in life. And our parents are, you know, doing very well with that. You know,
They're very supportive when it comes to that.
You know,
they're like, oh, this baby is coming, and no matter who it's coming from, it's our family, it's our grandchild, and they're very supportive. So we're appreciative of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Would you choose IUI or IVF for a better chance? It depends. I feel like
Wait,
there's no
for
reason.
Other people, or for us?
I guess for other people, because
it depends on your circumstances.
Yeah,
really.
we've explained why we had to do IVF because we were considering IUI before. But it depends on if you have any reason to use IVF. If you don't have a reason, then don't do it. I mean, the difference between IUI is IVF does have higher success rates, but it costs a lot more money for those higher success rates, and neither one of them are guaranteed. So it's no point in paying, $20,000 when you can pay $3,000. Multiple times, even. Like, it just doesn't make sense unless you medically have a reason to do IVF,
right?
I would think. So it's really not about better chance, because I mean, nothing in life is guaranteed, but I just don't see the point in spending that much money if you have the option to do IUI. At least do IUI a couple times.
Right, try that out.
Go to
And most insurances will cover IUI before they will cover IVF. And some even cover IVF. So in that case, if you're looking at it, then it's really up to you. It's a preference thing. For us, we didn't really have the option to do IUI, but it's really all about you and what's going on with your body. So,
and even if money wasn't an option, not an option, if money wasn't a factor, say you had all the money in the world, I still don't think I would even do IVF if I could do IUI. It's just no.
It can be a totally different experience, and it's really up to you. Less medical involvement and less of an in-depth process. Something more simple and more to the point using IUI. So it's really about preference and how your body's set up, what you're able to handle.
Great. There are questions out there more so about us and not really the process. So we're gonna do a Q&A on us, but we just wanted to separate the two. So that's coming soon. And anything else you want to say?
I ain't got nothing.
So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up.
Oh, I have a question for you guys. So we talked to our family and friends, and everybody seems to make what is it called? They tend to make guesses.
Oh, gender guesses.
Yeah, about the gender of the baby. So I wonder what you guys think. Do you think we're having a boy or a girl?
I think that some people are going to want to see the belly. So I think that you should follow our Instagram, because we are going to be doing videos and pictures of her belly. So some people like to look at the belly and say, oh, it sits high, the baby sits low. But so follow our Instagram, which I'm going to put the information in the video and down below. So you do that. But you can comment below what you think the baby is going to be. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it. I got these, Ty bought me some really cool belly pods for my birthday. And so the belly pods go onto the belly and they connect to an iPod so we can play music for the baby. So the baby's hearing is like developed at this stage, so we can start playing music or recording ourselves through the app and speaking directly to the baby. So we'll be showing that too. So follow us on Instagram, because we'll be posting it on there, all of our rock out sessions with the baby.
We picked our song that we want to dedicate to the baby. That's going to be like our baby song. So make sure you guys follow us on Instagram so you can see what song choice we made. All right. So till next time.
Peace.